Hey everybody, how is it going? It is Randy with Nerds Templar. This is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. It is set 16 for the Blue Division. Third of 4, as always, to go. After 15, we got Ganondorf at 12-2. Steve just behind him, 11-3. Snake behind him at 10-4. Cloud, half a game behind Snake at 10-5. At 9-5, then we got Captain Falcon, Sora, Meta Knight, and Banjo and Kazooie dropping way down there to 8th place. He lost to both Sora and Meta Knight. Captain Falcon beating Sora at the top of the 9-5 still, then Sora beating Meta Knight, keeping them where they are in those bottom 4 of the top 8. Then we got 9th, 8-6 Roy. Then we got the 8-7 Inkling and Ness. Inkling beating Ness. 7-7 Lucas and Wario. Lucas beating Wario, and that is actually the end of there. 7-7 is what you need to get into the playoffs currently in this division, one of the toughest ones. We've got Pacman just under it, 7-8. 6-9 Palutena, and then the 5-9 Falco. 4-10 Rob and Pichu. Rob beat him, Pichu. We got 3-12 Rosalina and Luma, and finally 2-12 Fox and Ken. Fox still above Ken because he won in that head-to-head. And that is where everybody stands after 15. Things have heated up already in all the divisions. They're white hot at this point. Set 16, we've got Lucas against Falco, Wario versus Rob, Banjo and Kazooie taking on Pichu, Roy versus Rosalina and Luma, Fox against Ness, Ken against Palutena, Sora versus Inkling, Meta Knight taking on Captain Falcon, Snake versus Cloud, and finally Steve up against Ganondorf, number 2 versus number 1. Pac-Man in the middle, 7-8, middle-ish, just under the playoff spots at 7-8, on a bye. Let's begin. And we are back to normal skins now. Lucas, 7-7. Falco, 5-9, still with a shot after his win last set. Falco, that is. Impressive one over Captain Falcon, one that we didn't think that he would win. But yeah, that was huge. It's huge, giving him a chance here. Again, one of the more contentious divisions. We already seen red and green divisions go. And they've actually just gotten even worse. They were 6-8. A lot of 6-8s making it into the playoffs. One not getting in out of 5 in the green, and they're set 15 before their current one. The last one they did. And for the red, there was 2 6-8s, one of those 2 making it into the playoffs. So a little more contentious than in the green there. A little better records. But now it's much more the same. But we have the 1 6-9 of 3 getting in the red, and 1 of 4 getting in the green. So 6-9 actually does it in those 2 divisions that we've seen already. It's not going to do it here, no matter what, with 7-7 being what gets you in. Whoa, that PK Thunder rocket of Lucas going the distance to get him back to the ledge there. Falco's already down a stock. Looking real bad for him. Lucas would love, this is pretty much what he was doing last season. Hovering around that middle point, back and forth, up and down, and finally making a bit of a run for it at the end to get to 13-7. Tied with Captain Falcon, but ending up 3rd place below him. Oh man. Falco gets him there. Trying to bring it back about even. 74 on Falco's 2nd. Super Mushroom. Another attack as well. 32-42 on Lucas, who gets a super as well. Got a double super fight. That's the first time that's the longest one we've seen, and didn't take very long. It was 1 shot from Lucas. He had the advantage in the percent. It's 2 Super Mushroom. I guess that's just basically a normal fight at that point. So launching Falco. And now we're back to 2-1. Lucas with a pretty good advantage, 46 already on Falco's last, 58 now after getting launched. Poison Mushroom on him as well during that. Lucky he wasn't launched the whole way out. It's looking good for Lucas. 8-7 is what he will move to. Pretty nice spot to be. Gives him a little bit of cushion here. Need to make a run for 10 wins. Falco could be in a lot of trouble if he loses this to go to 5 and 10 in this division. Again, of all the divisions, this is the one you do not want to get to 10 losses. Maybe the last place you can be. If you get under that, you're probably done. I can see perhaps maybe a slight chance of 1, 9, and 11 maybe making it in the end. That's probably the best you're going to get, though, in the blue. Falco trying to rally back here. 154 knockout on Lucas, 77 on Falco. He still has a slight chance here. Super Mushroom. Lucas staying at 0 currently. Oh, there's one hit from Falco before going back to normal. Not much though. 31 now though on Lucas. Nice shot from him. 110 on Falco. He's gonna be able to make it back. PK Thunder does hit him, but doesn't really matter. 114. 31 on Lucas. Super Mushroom. Lucas grabs it just before Falco can get it. Is that going to be enough? PK Fire launches Falco a little bit there instead of catching him in it. Oh man, Falco almost grabbed that Poison Mushroom, but Lucas does get it. Oh, is that going to do it? It is! Lucas cannot figure out how to do the PK Thunder Rocket while he's tiny. And that is going to be all it takes for Falco to come back and win. That is insane. Wow, what a bad... That might be a huge inconvenience for the Lucas and the Ness CPUs here. But I guess maybe we didn't really think about it, but we've seen it so often that maybe it is a little concerning that their computers just do not understand how to do the PK Thunder rocket thing if they're small sized, because yeah, they're completely failing that, and that was it. That's a 6 and 9 Falco with still a chance to make the playoffs. But now some people do. He could only be maybe a game out of it today, after today. People like Lucas, who now 7 and 8. Very interesting. 7 and 8 Lucas, 6 and 9 Falco. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, 2 more playoff competitors from last season, in fact, here. Didn't mention that for the other 2. The other 2 were, in fact, also Blue Division rivals last season, Lucas and Falco. Probably had themselves a lot of very close 2 close matches. Not a lot, I guess, because they only had 2, but still, they were probably pretty close. Lucas beat him the first time. Falco won the second time around, and so Falco then taking that 2-1 now in the entire history of the league, their rivalry. Here, though, Wario's coming from the green. So they didn't play last season, but here they are. And again, 2 from the playoffs, 11 and 9 from the green. Wario, 12 and 8. Rob, the same as Falco last season. Lucas, again, just a game above them. So all of them making the playoffs, none of them with a bye. Lucas won. Lucas beat Olimar. Rob defeated Ganondorf, which is crazy. Falco defeated Wario. Saw it, Falco. Last match, Wario here. Already saw them fight also, by the way, Falco and Wario earlier on this season. Now that they're both in the blue, Wario won that, so he got its revenge. It's also down a stock right now, but it's still okay. Still alright. He's 110 on Rob right now. This would be huge for Rob as well. Wario with the big mushroom. 7 and 7 needs the win just like Lucas. Gets the tying knockout there on Rob. The 4 and 10 Rob. His last leg on his last robot leg right now. As you can see, there's only 1. But yeah, with a loss here, he's definitely... There's no way. 11 losses right now with still matches to go. There's absolutely no way. By the way, we've also seen some people clinching playoffs in the top of some divisions. None falling out completely of playoff contention just yet. But we may have some that are coming very close. It's just that the last 2 divisions we've seen, again, they're allowing in some very low records. As long as the records continue to be low, kind of allows everyone that's super at the very bottom to still get in if everyone above them keeps losing. So everything just remains the same until, of course, we're just out of matches. It's coming soon. 5 left. 5 sets after this. So the beginning, the end of our third quarter, the beginning of our final quarter of the regular season right now. 2 division matchups, or 2 division rounds of playoffs, leading to 4 more rounds in the league playoffs, 16 fighters, then to 8, then to 4, then to 2. Also going to have some in that final day of matchups, because there's going to be maybe a little extra time for that video. In that video, we're going to have a couple extra smaller, fun matches, maybe. So, see what that's all about, huh? Wario knocked out again here. Rob retaining a bit of a lead, but he's at 94, just like last time. But a big mushroom for him and a huge attack. 54 on Wario. Okay, that's all he takes. It does end there, luckily for him, because it looked like Rob wasn't going to stop anytime soon. But he did. And whoa, Wario, the big knockout. That was very, very necessary right there. 67 now after that kick, a robot kick. It was right about 50% when he got that knockout. It was right in this one, 68 to 23. 86, 28, 92. Starting to take a lot of damage again, and Rob's got another super mushroom. We could have another slight upset, but a very important one. Again, 7 and 7s, the ones that are at the bottom of the playoff spots. Both of them may be about to lose here, unless Wario can do something. Not looking like he can, though. I don't know. With the super mushroom, that is going to change everything. That's all it takes. At this point, 59-77 on Rob, who's grabbed poison mushroom on Wario back to normal size. He got a little damage at least, nothing else. Tries to throw the motorcycle, sort of like launching it, riding it toward him and jumping off. Doesn't quite work. Doesn't make it to Rob. 77 on Rob. Super mushroom. 139. Wario launched. Not the whole way off, though. He's back. It's poison mushroom onto Rob. Wow, that could have gone either way. It's on Rob. It's back to normal for him. And it's back to normal size for both of them. 141 to 97. He tries to throw the motorcycle again. It's not quite close enough. 141 to 121. This is insane. They're both so close. Wario with another kick off the side of the ledge. It's not gonna do it because Rob's up B is incredible, but he doesn't have enough left in the tank. Yes, he does. Oh my, he just keeps on blinking. That's great. There it is. Rob does it. Wow, that could have, yeah, that was incredible. Wario brought that one back. Both of them in the deep red. And Wario just needed one hit a little cleaner than the ones he was getting, but he just couldn't do it. Man, that's crazy. Rob, 5 and 10. Somehow still a shot. Somehow still a shot. Especially again, because we've gotten both of the 7 and 7s down to 7 and 8 now. Got the 7 and 8 Pacman on a bye right now, so he may have just moved himself, like we talked about, into the playoff spots by doing nothing, because the 2 above him lost and are now the same record as him. However, the 6 and 9 Palutena, I guess, can't pass them up. But we will have yet to see her. We have to see if she stays where she is or drops again as well. And then Falco would maybe be, yeah, Falco would be above her. So, wow, crazy down there. I didn't think it was going to happen in every division, but it seems like maybe every division is going to do the same kind of thing here. We'll have to see. We did talk about it before. There is a lot of what you call parity in the league here, just because it is level 9 CPU for all of them, so they're all going to play like relatively the same. And then it does, for the most part, it should come down to the strength of the fighters, just how they're built. And again, the CPUs, the AI themselves, how good the AI for each particular fighter is. And then also, we always throw in, of course, right now we got the super poison mushrooms, so that's going to change things as well. And with all those things, it is crazy that it's sort of ending up so much like like this. Everyone's sort of ending up in about the midway 500 point. You know, maybe just a few matches off here and there. Of course, again, there are some outliers in the top and the bottom of every division. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And now Pichu coming off a huge victory, by the way. Speaking of parity, defeating Ganondorf, only the second person to do so this season. Taking Ganondorf down to 12-2, still first place, but crazy. So I don't know, Pichu could, I guess, beat anybody right now, losing to Banjo and Kazooie. We would love another win here against someone who should be an easy win. 9-5 right now for Banjo and Kazooie, and at the bottom of that 4-way tie at 9-5. He lost to 2 of them already, so he needs to get the wins. Just needs to get wins to get above him that way, just in record, instead of being tied at all. Losing a bit too many here. He was doing so much better earlier on in the season. Pichu is going to go for a crazy knockout there, but he's going to pay the price for it. It's going to be 2-1 stock. Banjo, big old lead here. I don't know. Let's see if Pichu can make a crazy comeback. I don't think so. It'd be pretty impressive. Jumping off the head, not going to do anything at all. Need some big damage. Pichu not known for big damage though, especially when poisoned. The lightest, I'm pretty sure the lightest fighter in the game, so the easiest to launch. Super mushrooms will certainly help. Poison mushroom on Banjo. Super for Pichu still, nope, gone now. Banjo shooting eggs from Kazooie's mouth. A ton of them, oh my goodness. That's like 2 dozen. Pichu done in this one. Just taking way too long to do any damage here. Unless he gets some kind of really nice knockout. That's what he needs. One crazy knockout right now. That helps. That is not necessarily him getting a crazy knockout, but Banjo knocking himself out in a crazy fashion. And coming back strong, though. Make sure that he doesn't throw it. Well, that's nice. For them, at least. Not for Pichu, I guess. Pichu, though, probably... I mean, now definitely done 4-11. Had a chance like Rob. Not anymore, I do not think. Although, again, if everyone keeps losing, going to give him a very small, very small chance with the 9-11 if he can win out at this point. But that is not going to be easy. Not at all. Not at all. Next up for Pichu is Steve. So right there off the bat is a horrible way to have to begin trying to make a comeback. After that, it's Captain Falcon, and then Wario, and then Lucas, and then Sora. So Pichu's done. He has some of the hardest competitors left to go the entire way through. So that's too bad for Pichu. Banjo, on the other hand, a little Captain Falcon. Then he's got Lucas, Pacman, Cloud, and then Rosalina and Luma. So a little easier there. Some that are in the mid pack, so he's got to just beat them to keep them down away from him. He's got one real tough one, so 2 tough ones. It could be worse for him, but it's great. He's now 10-5. He may have actually solidified his position with those 10 wins. We will have to see. Maybe he just needs that one Palutena win. I did mean, by the way, to start giving you guys the future schedule for every fighter as we were watching them here, because we do only have 4 or 5, depending on buys. Only 4 or 5 matches left for everybody. Rosalina only has 4 left after this, having a buy still to go. But doesn't really matter for her, because again, because of that, 1 less match left to play. Already had 12 losses. I would say 12 is done, and she's one of 3 that's there. The only one, of course, to have her buy still to go. So just a half a game above them. But that doesn't matter. Roy is the one that does number 9, 8, and 6 by himself. Around ones right now that haven't had their bye yet. He has. got the 8 and 7s really just below him. That's it. Inkling and Ness both having to have their bye yet. Tied right now, interestingly enough. But yeah, Roy actually having some trouble here. It's not very good. Gets the third to last place, basically, you know, bottom of the division, Rosalina here. Cannot afford a loss. Cannot afford a loss. Not the way things are going. I mean, actually, the way things are going kind of helps him. But if he loses, he's just going to be he's going to be part of the problem if that happens. He's got Ness after this. So right there, that's not going to be exactly great. Palutena, who's hoping to get into the playoffs still, just out of contention at the moment, has yet to play today. And then he's got Inkling, who again, above him currently, actually just below him, 8 and 7. So that's pretty much the same head-to-head, you know, as close as you get pretty much. We'll see how they are at that point. Probably going to be pretty close. Rob then after that for Roy, and then finally he's got Ganondorf, so that's extremely hard. Roy's much easier. I mean, Rob that is, but yeah, he's got Ganondorf. He was not. He got Rosalina again, then Rosalina finally got him the first time. This is no problem here for Roy. He just had that, like, I don't know. He took a lot of damage in the beginning, but that was about it. Not gonna have any chance here. Already at 80% on our last stock. Not gonna be a flawless here for Roy, but close. Pretty close. Yeah, 20% now on a second only. But he can still make some big mistake. Who knows? Rosalina is big. So is Luma. Yeah, Roy will move him to 9 and 6. That'd be great. Depending on what happens, depending on how Sora, Captain Falcon, and Meta Knight do, and whether he's beaten any of them. If any of them lose that he's beaten, he will move into the top 8. And there it is for him. Easy victory after the slow-ish start. But he picked it up pretty quick there. And that was only, yeah, 251 match. And there it is. Yeah, it's Rosalina 3 and 13 now. Definitely done. Definitely done. See if she ends up at the very bottom or not, because 2 still again below her. And they're going to be playing next 2 matches. Again, Roy 9 and 6, very nice for him. And here again, another blue matchup, Fox and Ness. Had Lucas and Falco, now we got Fox and Ness. Didn't realize that till just now. Ness 8 and 7, Fox 2 and 12. Horrible. And last season they would have fought twice. And it was, I'll bet you, Ness winning the first one and the second one. Yes, Ness beat him both times. Fox did end up 10 and 10 in the playoffs. Just barely. Lost to Donkey Kong, so he had a tough one to start. Ness had a bye and then lost to Pikachu. Huge upset there. Pikachu's second upset of the playoffs at that point. So Ness definitely wants another shot. Not faring all that well. Being number 1, 15 and 5 last season in this division. Second place overall in the whole league. And then losing his first playoff match in round 2. Oh man. Fox hitting him with the blaster, and then the mushroom rolls into Ness, and he throws the PK fire at Fox to stop that. It was hilarious. And then he got the knockout right afterward. That was actually beautiful. Beautifully done. It's going to give him a nice lead as well. Poison mushroom, super mushroom, back to normal for Ness. He's 75%. He was about 55. Now he's 75 after that hit. 88. Fox trying to bring it closer here. Or he'll just go 0-3 against Ness in their lifetime. Ness tiny. Fox just waiting for him to come back. He's got to act. He's got to act a little bit here instead of just sitting and waiting. 99 on Ness now, normal size again, of course. And Fox still no knockouts and still just did Ness. Surely Ness didn't hit him in the head, on the top of the head, did he? Somehow Fox not making it back. Yeah, I would have thought that he would have been able to get back there. No. goes down, and Ness up 2 stock, 112 on his first. It's like Fox is, we know he's done again. We know he's done at 2 and 12. He's got no chance, but that's that. In this one as well. I'm gonna just say quickly, Fox has what? Palutena, Inkling, Rob, Ganondorf. There you go. And finally, Steve. So he's got some tough ones. So there's no way, he has no chance at all. He's absolutely going to lose more than just this one here. This is gonna make him 13 anyway. Even if he's even if he came back, he's still got the 12. So yeah. Ness though, more importantly, 8 and 7 here. A big victory for him to go up again. 9 and 7. It's gonna be a nice spot for right now. He's got to take on Roy, though, after this. That's going to be not fun. Then he's got Snake, which is also not fun. Finally, then gets his bye. Then he's got Falco, which is a little easier. Maybe about the same as this, I suppose, right? Hopefully for him. And then finally, Meta Knight, which might be tough. So it's not going to be exactly a cakewalk for Ness to get into the playoffs here. But right now, with that win, it's going to very much help. 9 and 7. In fact, if he can just maybe get one more somewhere, he could make his way in with that 10 wins. Just have to see about that one. And then Fox, again, he's out of here. 2 and 13. Gonna maybe stay in second or last place. Second to last or last place here, depending on how Ken does next. Now he's got an easier one than Fox did in the 8 and 7 Ness. This is the 6 and 9 Palutena. So lower record, if nothing else. Palutena really wants this victory. In fact, yeah, moving her to 7 and 9, she would be just outside of playoffs. Again, the 7 and 8s right now what gets you in for sure, with Lucas and Wario both dropping to 7 and 8, Pacman at 7 and 8. 2 of those 3 are going to be in now. 2 already were. The ones that lost, Pacman on a bye, 7 and 8. Now maybe with a chance to make it in there. Palutena with a chance to go 7 and 9, staying in the same spot record standings wise, number 15 there in the moving on point still, but then also just half a game out. And of course, we're not really that concerned about what Ken has going on. Palutena he's done, just like Fox and Rosalina, even if he wins here. Palutena's got Fox next, so that's actually incredible for her. She's got another easy one to follow. But then she's got Roy, and then she's got Snake. Those are going to be really... You got a little bit of a break right now. Kind of take advantage. Ken falling off the stage there. 101 on Palutena's first. And she got a Super Mushroom. She's making some use of it. She's got a bye on the second to last one there. So then she's going to come back. 1 match left after it. And she's got Falco. So that's incredible for her. She's got 3 of the bottom 6 left, including Ken right now. 3 of the bottom 6 left to go. 5 matches, including this one, to go because she still has her bye. So not bad. Other than those 2 tough ones, it's pretty good for her. Meaning, she could end up 9 and 11. She's going to maybe have to win one of those to get in. One of those tough ones, but it's, again, possible. The way things are going, 9 and 11 could be okay. Maybe even more than 1 9-11 the way things are going. Man, Ken with that knockout was a crazy knockout off the side of the stage. Ricocheting Palutena out of here. And that is, Ken is down to his last stocks. It's not like it really matters. He's supersized right now, which doesn't help too much. It does tend to happen a lot whenever the other characters are respawning, so you do lose a lot of that time. Good if it's a poison mushroom, of course. 87 on Ken's last. Palutena with basically nothing on the second stock. Still, again, no flawless today, but hey, still time. Still our best 4 matches to come here to finish this off, as always. Palutena finishing this one off pretty quickly for us. And again, she's going to move to 7 and 9, looking very good. Just outside, again, of that playoff contention. All she needs now, next set, is a win against the other person that's at the very bottom, the 2 and 13 Fox. and any of the 7 and 8s, the 3 7 and 8s to lose, and she would then be in to the playoffs, just like that. Maybe 2 of the 7 and 8s to lose, I suppose, just maybe. But still, it's looking great for her. And again, those matches to come, maybe going to help her out. We will just have to see. And I know I keep saying we'll just have to see, but it's true. We will just have to see. That's all we can do. We don't have enough data just yet to be able to make very, very bold predictions, I would say. That's going to come maybe in time. So we just have to see. And hopefully you do want to as well. Like and subscribe so you know. By the way, these are coming out like every day. It's supposed to come out every day. Sorry with the ones whenever I do miss it. But yeah, coming down to the end of the season, we will be taking an off season through the summer. And then we'll be back again in the later fall time and into the earlier winter for the next season, season 2. It'll be pretty awesome. I don't know exactly what we're gonna have, but it's gonna be crazy, that's for sure. Right now, Sora with a nice knockout. It was close there until he comes in strong with a supersized knockout there. Again, Sora, this is a big match. These last 4 are all huge. Sora is 9 and 5 right now. Inkling just dropped out of the top 8. Yeah, it was in there for a bit. Dropped out the last couple sets. 8 and 7 right now. Just like Ness, but oh no, the poison mushroom. Sora almost taking full advantage of that, but not quite. Whoa, he just didn't make it back. That was crazy. Usually he has like bunch of extra stuff he can do, but he didn't do it there. And so he's down, and now we're pretty much right back to even-ish. But the supersized Inkling not getting attack off, so Sora's in fact going to pad the lead a bit more here. 89 on Inkling, out of ink. Not good, not what you want against Sora right now. I used it all up already. 105, 111. Sora's, nope. Super Mushroom below both of them. No one's going to go down and try to get it. Oh, Thundaga connects, but not going to knock her off. 16, 128. Nope. Going to be back again. Back again. Dude, Sora's not taking any damage. Poison Mushroom now, though. Still not getting hit, though. At all. Back to normal size. Didn't take any damage, and a big shield there blocking almost all of that. He's doing great right now, but he can't quite get the last hit he needs here. 137 on Inkling. Again, no one with that Super Mushroom. 45 on Sora all of a sudden. A couple big hits from Inkling. Sora finally gets that big hit that he needs, though. And now, again, with a big full stock advantage for him. Already ahead just a bit in the league. In the division, 9 and 5 to the 8 and 7. 9 and 5 Sora. He's got Rob next, which is easy, of course. Ganondorf, toughest. And then Steve, so he's still got number 1 and 2 that he has to go up against. And he's got Wario that's in the middle there, and Pichu down at the bottom. So 2 at the bottom, 2 at the very top, and 1 in the middle for Sora left to go after this. Could be just fine for him. This is gonna, if he wins here, he can finish it off. We'll put him at 10 wins. So he shouldn't have any trouble getting one more at some point. And again, surely you will be secure with 11 wins at 11 and 9. Will definitely be good. Won't quite clinch for a while, but you know, it'll be alright. 62 on Inkling, finally taking a little bit more damage here. 68, 83 on Sora's second though. Still possible if Inkling can get just a couple nice hits here. Right back into this one. Sora's poisoned. Inkling not doing a thing about it. And now Sora's big. And Sora is going to do a thing about that. Not a bunch of damage, but 82, 98. Not quite launching the Inkling. Again, Sora's struggling a bit here to knock the Inkling off of the stage. There it is, though. On the ledge. Finally doing it. And that is 10 and 5 for Sora. He moves up. Banjo, 9 and 5, moves up to 10 and 5. We still got to see Captain Falcon and Meta Knight, the other 2 9 and 5s, go. So, yeah, 2 of them, though, moving up so far. And Inkling, not great, going to move down to 8 and 8. As Ness moves up, she beat Ness, but Ness is going to go up to 9 and 7. She's going to go down to 8 and 8, so they'll swap. And yeah, I guess we'll you know, Inkling may or may not stay in the playoffs, dropping farther and farther. They had made a nice run to get into that top 8. Had a lot of wins there recently, but coming closer and closer to the end, this is not the time you want to start dropping. And she's getting awful close to that middle point. She's in the middle. She's getting awful close to the losing point, as we have 13 of 21 going into the playoffs in every division. And by the way, those two 9 and 5s, Meta Knight and Captain Falcon, they're fighting against each other. And so one of them's got to lose, and one of them's got to win. And here they are. Here is Meta Knight. Oh, so Mushroom to start off. Blocked by Captain Falcon, that first big strike, but coming back strong. 40-50 now, 40 to 50. 62 on Captain Falcon. Off the side with the bunny hood, though. Poison Mushroom on Captain Falcon, though. That's 2 mushrooms in favor of Meta Knight. Sizes in favor of Meta Knight, and he is going to get a huge lead because of it, and now he's got a Super Mushroom again. And a big attack, flurry of strikes from that sword. 29 on Captain Falcon's second already. 37 make that. Wow. Poison Mushroom. Don't tell me Falcon's going to get that one as well. No one's going to get that one. So far, 3 mushrooms gotten, and they've all been in favor. 2 big ones for Meta Knight, 1 small one for Captain Falcon. A big one cascades down toward Meta Knight again. 87 on Meta Knight's first, 59 on Captain Falcon's second. Of course, you do have to utilize the mushrooms. Poison Mushroom on Captain Falcon. No way. Tornado, Meta Knight comes in, gets the knockout. There's no way he's going to go flawless unless this continues. No. Captain Falcon says, nope, I'm getting this right now. Natural sizes, he gets the knockout, 98% on Meta Knight. That's still an entire stock advantage, though, for Meta Knight, 1 to 2. What a crazy match. That's all it took. That's all it takes. As long as you can start getting the hits whenever you got the size advantage, you can get a very fast win. And he's got another Super Mushroom here, Meta Knight. 79, though, on his second. Captain Falcon's dished out a little damage, but oh, a huge hit from Meta Knight. Somehow, Captain Falcon just barely stays on Meta Knight. No! He just knocked himself out and made this basically even, especially when it comes to Captain Falcon, who is now big, and Meta Knight is now small for the first time, and is going to be the most important time. And Meta Knight's normal size again, at least. Super Mushroom for him, 98 on Captain Falcon's last. Can he remain here? Yes. Catches Meta Knight in that up. He's coming back as well. 51 on Meta Knight, 106 on Captain Falcon. But Meta Knight, another Poison Mushroom, and that is going to do it. Captain Falcon, just like that. Meta Knight took 2 Poison Mushrooms the entire match, and those were 2 of the most important ones, especially that last one. What in the world? Captain Falcon somehow comes away with that one in a 2:26 epic match, one of the most epic under 2.5 minute matches we've probably ever seen. And Meta Knight, man, just right there, was about to do it, but he's the one of the 9 and 5s that's going to fall. 9 and 6 now. He's going to stay though in the top. Roy's also 9 and 6. I guess we'll have to see about those two in their head to head. But he's either going to be 8 or 9 now. Still okay though. 9 wins is pretty good, especially being that he was 3 and 17 last season. He's doing incredible this season. And then, yes, Captain Falcon, the second place, I guess, in the division last season. This one, he was one of the best. He was the best for a while, and then Ness took that spot. But he is going to go up to 10 and 5 himself, with the other 2 9 and 5, Sora and Banjo. Incredible. Still 2 matches left to go. And if you've forgotten the schedule for today, I'm sure you're wondering, how are there still 2 matches left after that amazing one? Well, we still got some amazing fighters left to go. And here's, of course, 2 more. Snake, 10 and 4. Cloud, 10 and 5. Number 3 versus number 4. And it's insane that there's one that's even better than this. Of course, it's number 1 versus number 2. But by the way, Captain Falcon with that win, that's great for him. He's going to have Banjo and Kazooie next. And then he's got Pichu, great. Lucas after that, Pacman after that. And he finishes things off against Cloud here. So, got some tougher ones. Next up, though, he's going to have a little bit of a break, maybe. Not next, but the one after that. Banjo next, and then again, Pichu after that. Although Pichu is known for upsetting people. Cloud, a really quick knockout here on Snake. Speaking of ones that were really bad last season, Snake the absolute worst, 2-18. But yeah, obviously not this season, 10-4, number 3. It's crazy. Pretty crazy turnaround. No one has any kind of the kind of turnaround he did from last season. Of course, not all the fighters were there. That was why it was our season 0 promo. We did about half of them. Not even including the DLC, only about half the fighters were in it. Now everyone's in. It's nice that we got all the fighters, and it's exactly 21 in every division, 4 divisions. Every fighter included here. Cloud with the poison mushroom could bring Snake back in this one, who's got the super. He can get one hit. Just hit him. Just gotta hit him, Snake. He can't do it, though. He cannot do it. But Cloud can hit him, apparently. Just as he goes medium size, almost launches him 140 on Snake's second. That's a lot of percent, especially for Cloud. We've actually seen this. This is not the first time we've seen Cloud not able to knock somebody out, which does seem strange. Waiting for that limit bar to fill, maybe. Oh man, one away Cloud. Almost launched Snake, can't get it in the... Oh, nice. Heat-seeking missile doesn't reach Cloud. Able to dodge it twice. And oh, that one's finally going to get it. Knocked out at 140 something. Has Snake at 155. 2 stock each at the moment, but hey, there it is, Cloud. Bringing it back to the 1 stock advantage, 0%. By the way, Meta Knight again, we missed those guys from last set. He has Lucas next. That's going to be tough for him as they go about the same record right now. Pacman as well. Then Cloud. Oh man. Then Meta Knight's last ones, Rosalina and Luma. That's going to be nice and easy. And then Ness. So he's got a lot of ones he needs to win. Really tough ones. One easy one. Second to last. Not good. Sure, we've mentioned these guys' names several times already. Of course, Cloud's got a bye next time, so he's finally going to do that. You'd love to get a win here and then walk out with a nice bye, rest at 11-5, knowing that he wouldn't really have to worry too much about those 10 winners. Maybe a little bit. It's a pretty easy victory here. Pretty easy victory against the number 3 Snake, and so that's a number 3 Cloud there. And Snake now maybe gonna have to worry a little bit. Himself gonna move to 10-5, where we just had that pack of 9-5s. They moved up there. Now we're gonna have, that's crazy. So 4-way tie at 10-5. Whew. And Cloud just out of that now at 11-5. So we'll see, because now he's gonna be tied with whoever wins next set at 10-5. Whoever can win of those 4. Gonna move up with Cloud while he's on his bye. That's insane. But he's gonna have Falco after his bye, which is great for Cloud. Then he's got Meta Knight. Then he's got Banjo and Kazooie, and he's got Captain Falcon. So he's got some tough ones. That one is the only one he's gonna have to be able to get a break right after his bye, coming back against Falco. Maybe a good way to start back into it before he's got those tough last 3. Then we got Snake. Gonna have a much tougher time now, of course, with one more loss. He's just gonna drop a little farther in the ranks, but certainly should be good still with the 10-5, 10 wins. Shouldn't have any problem. He's got Rosalina next, in fact, so that's already a nice way to come back. Maybe if he can get the win, of course. Then he's got Ness though. Might be a little tougher. Palutena after that. Inkling, and then finally he's got Rob. So he's got a couple easier ones, some tough ones. Like most people, it's about average, right? One more match to go, though. It's going to be an amazing one today. It's number 2, 11-3 Steve, and it's number 1, 12-2 Ganon. Coming off a loss against Pichu. Crazy. But again, the super mushrooms You just never know what they'll do. The TNT block, what a perfect spot. He's going to do it again. Oh, he's not going to get it that time, but he almost got the launch with the second one. Supersize, 2 big supersize hits from Steve to start this thing off. He's 92 on Ganondorf, 104 on Ganondorf already, 10 on Steve. Super Mushroom, he does get it. Steve again. Poison Mushroom on Ganondorf. This is, again, we're seeing the same thing as the Meta Knight and Captain Falcon matchup. This one, again, just as close in record, honestly, because if Steve wins here, they're tied, and that would, of course, put Steve in first place. That's insane. Remember, because Steve was not exactly the best in the beginning. What did he start at? 1 and 2, 1 and 3. That was the worst he did, I think, 1 and 3. He didn't even go 2 and 4 or anything like that. But still, 1 and 3 to go from 1 and 3 to the best. That's a pretty nice change there, I'd say. But yeah, he does have to finish this one against the toughest of the tough. And that is exactly what Ganondorf is, because he is Kazuya was 13 and 2. He's the only one that was above 12 and 2s, which is Ganondorf, DDD, and Bowser after at 15 sets. So he's tied for second with 2 others in the entire league there. The only one better was Kazuya, who didn't have a bye yet, had the extra win, and actually lost this past set. So he's now 13 and 3. Ganondorf with the knockout, 62 on him, supersized knockout, helping him out there. Big hit on Steve with the Super Mushroom still, 33 on Steve because of it, 78 on Ganondorf's second. Mine Heart misses, TNT block, Ganondorf, don't walk into those, 106, kablooey, down goes Ganondorf. He needs to stop doing that Ganondorf, really needs to stop doing it. He Ganondorfed up. Poison Mushroom, Steve is already poisoned, and Ganondorf will become poisoned. We had a mini fight, but it only lasted a millisecond. Steve maybe about to close this out. No. Ganondorf back to normal. But honestly, yeah, it's looking amazing for Steve right now. Ganondorf is like doing nothing. He needs like big hits or he's about to lose. 70 on him right now, last stock. 43 on Steve's second. Poison Mushroom on Ganondorf. Steve just needs one nice thwack with anything at all. The pickaxe. Yeah, it doesn't quite do it, but Ganondorf is medium size again. 85. 80 on Steve's second. Still really does not have to worry. Ganondorf cannot launch him. Ooh, Steve rejects him even with the Poison Mushroom. Ganondorf gets the big knockout, something you would have expected him to do much earlier on. He has a Super Mushroom, 106. 1 stock each. He's going to take a little bit of, huge advantage of the Super Mushroom. 58 on Steve. He's going for everything on the side of the stage. Not going to do it, though. But another big kick, 75. All of a sudden, Ganondorf has this one. Even Steven, 90 to 106. He misses the big hit. He's got the big mushroom, though. And just like that, Ganondorf, just like Captain Falcon did to Meta Knight, the literal exact same thing almost. That's insane. Ganondorf barely gonna make it scrape away with the victory against the number 2. The kind of match you would expect. 13 and 2 Ganondorf remains, in fact, now tied for first for best in the league with 13 and 2 DDD and Bowser, who also won this set around. Kazuya, the one that was above them with the bye yet to go, losing now. They all move above him. So great for Ganon. Steve, sometimes you got to lose against the best in the league. So he's going to move to 11 and 4. He's going to be okay, though, because, again, behind him, below him, 10 and 4 Snake lost, 10 and 5 Cloud won. So Cloud's going to, in fact, remain half a game behind Steve. Steve is going to remain in second place. What a crazy set. Let us see where everyone has ended up after this. Insanity. All right, well, after this set 16, Falco defeating Lucas, Rob defeating Wario in 2 upsets, Banjo beating Pichu, Roy defeating Rosalina, Ness over Fox, Palutena defeating Ken, Sora beating the Inkling, Captain Falcon over Meta Knight, Cloud defeating Snake, and Ganondorf over Steve. We have got some very interesting outcomes, I suppose. 13-2, still Ganondorf in the top, pulling ahead farther now, beating that number 2 Steve, so he's 11-4, still number 2. But because of that, yeah, Ganondorf a big, nice cushion. And by the way, we didn't mention, but Ganon and Steve, they both have similar types of schedules left. A couple easy ones, a couple slightly more difficult ones. But yeah, they should both be able to pick up several more wins, it looks like. Could remain close. We'll have to see with those two if Steve can maybe overcome that record. They're going to have to get more than Ganondorf, of course, not tie him, because now Ganondorf's got that tie-breaking win. Cloud, number 3, 11-5 now. 10-5's big four-way tie, as we said. Snake, still at the top. He actually beat all 3 of the others, Captain Falcon, Sora, and Banjo. All coming up. Captain Falcon defeated Sora, as we already knew. Sora, as we already knew, defeated Banjo, so they do remain in that order. Meta Knight dropping down to the 8th spot because he lost to 9-6 now, but he beat Roy at 9-6, so Roy's going to remain in 9th. Meta Knight's not going to fall any farther out. He's not going to leave that top 8. He's going to stay. Roy's going to be 9-6 with him, though. 9-7 Ness by himself. 8-8 Inkling by herself, or the Inkling crew. Then we got the 7-8s, 3 7-8s now. Lucas, Pacman, and Wario, because both of them beat Wario, and he's now out of the playoff contention, I believe. Oh, not for the first time. He was back in there. He's now back out of it. Palutena remaining where she is, but again, she's just half a match out at 7-9. So just have to see who she's going to have her by second to last, right? And we have 6-9 Falco in that bottom 6, starting it off. 5-10 Rob, both of them winning today. Maybe one last glimmer of hope for both of them. 4-11 Pichu, 3 is maybe also barely because of the way people are losing right now above them. But I think who we do have out of it, Rosalina and Luma, 3-13, and the 2-13 Fox and Ken should all be done at this point. Ganondorf does clinch, by the way, 13-7 being the worst he can do, and 8 losses, people with 8 getting in right now into the playoffs. Means he is good to go. He's the only one clinching in this one. We had top 3 in each of the other 2, actually top 4 in the green clinching. And also very close in this division. We almost have Rosalina, Fox, and Ken falling out of playoff contention officially. Very, very close to happening, but it didn't quite. They're going to still have a shot somehow at 7-13, because 7 wins currently can get you in. It can get you in. It may not, because Palutena and Wario both out of it with 7. But it's possible with 7 you could be in with the right matchups and things. So with 13 losses, 7-13, the best they can do still. Just have to see. Next set, well, they'll probably be out. Next set, all 3 will probably drop out. So that's that. Coming up next, the yellow division, last of our set 16s. We'll see if they end up just as crazy as the other 3. Pokemon Trainer versus Isabelle to start off. Incineroar then versus Game & Watch. Sonic against Zero Suit Samus. Wii Fit Trainer up against Richter. Min versus Daisy. Duck Hunt against Ike. Joker taking on the Ice Climbers. Pikachu versus Sephiroth. Olimar against Ridley. And finally Robin versus me, Sword Fighter. Samus on a bye at 6-9, just out of playoffs herself. And these guys next time have some interesting matchups. Again, we mentioned all of them pretty much, so maybe some of them caught your attention as we were going through. We're going to start things off here with Falco against Pacman. That's a 6-9 Falco. That's a 7-8 Pacman. Just maybe a chance for Falco to write his own destiny here and get into that playoff spot with a win against Pacman for then at least. But again, we're going to be only 4 sets left. 4 or 5, depending on if you have a bye. But after that, we'll only have 4 left. So if you're going to get a win there, basically done. Pretty much done. You just have to win a couple more. Anyway, then we got Rob at 5-10, so trying the same thing as Falco, just a little harder, and he's got it even harder against the 10-5 Sora. Then we've got Pichu 4-11, maybe just a shot left, but he has it even harder against the 11-4 Steve. So again, probably done. Pichu's probably going to be done, but maybe just maybe one more shot. Palutena then, she's got a great chance here, 7-9, and she's taking on Fox, as we mentioned, 2-13. Again, an easy one for her. So she can just like briskly walk her way into the playoffs, possibly the next set. Inkling then is going to be taking on Ken. So Inkling, 8-8, needs a win. Ken is going to be the one to maybe get another one against 2-13 Ken. 8-8 Inkling, yeah, just sitting in a decent spot here, but with the way things are going, you never know. Needs another win or two to feel better. That 10-win spot would be good. Rosalina and Luma 3-13 then in our worst match against Snake at 10-5. That's the biggest deficit with those ones at the bottom. He's going to take on that 10-5 Snake, who also wants that win in that big 4-way tie at 10-5 to try to stay in that top 4, maybe even get back in to the top 3 where he was. And that's going to be those bye spots, those top 3 buys. Then finally, our best 4, we got Ganondorf first, 13-2, taking on Wario, who needs a win at 7-8. Meta Knight then is also dropped again, 9-6, still okay. Needs a win though against Lucas at 7-8, who also extremely needs a win. Again, we're down to the bitter end. Everyone needs their last wins here. Lucas much more than Meta Knight, but you know, for different reasons, Meta Knight certainly wants a win here too. Last 2 matches, we got Ness at 9-7, taking on Roy at 9-6. That is a very, very important one for both of them. And just both of them, number 9 and number 10. And then finally, our best match of the day, Banjo, number 7, 10-5, is up against Captain Falcon, 10-5 as well. He's toward the top of those 10-5s though, beating Sora, who beat Banjo. So Captain Falcon, number 5 right now, and Banjo, number 7. That'll be a great one. Again, they're tied at 10-5, so that's going to be fantastic. Cloud at 11-5, just above that big tie, is on a bye. And so we'll see who goes up there with him. One of those last 2, Banjo or Captain, is going to end up there with him. And maybe Snake, maybe Sora. We shall see. We shall see. That's to come. Thanks for joining me today. Like, subscribe. Let me know who you think is going to win the next ones in the comments. Check out everything else on the channel, as I say every time. I'm Rainy with Nerds Templar, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. Peace out.